very long name that contains slash. If the very long name we use slash. So let's have a look at S3 bucket policy, JSON-based policy, resources, bucket, and object effect allow or deny action. That means set of API to allow or deny. Principal the account or user to apply the policy. Use S3 bucket for policy to grant public access to the bucket, force objects to be encrypted at upload, and grant access to another account cross account. That is shown in your right hand. What is Amazon S3 versioning? You can version your file in Amazon S3. It is enabled at the bucket level. Some key override will change the version 1, 2, 3, and so on. It is best practice to version your bucket. Protect against unintended delete. Ability to restore version. Easy rollback to previous version. Any file is not version prior to enabling version will have version now. Suspending versioning does not delete the previous version. Replication or nodes. After you enable replication, only new objects are replicated. Optional, you can replicate existing object using S3 batch replication. Replicate existing object and object that fail replication or delete operation can replicate delete. Marker from sort to target. Optional setting. Deletion with a version ID are not replicated to avoid malicious delete. There is no chaining of replication. If bucket 1 has this replication into bucket 2, which has replication into bucket 3, then objects created in the bucket 1 are not replicated to bucket 3. S3 durability and availability. Durability is a high durability, 99.999999 so on percent. Objects across multiple AC. If you saw 10 million objects with Amazon S3, you can on average expect to incur a loss of a single object once every 10,000 years. Same for all storage classes. What about availability? Measure how readily available a service is. Vary depending on storage class. Example S3 stand has 99.99% availability, not available 53 minutes a year. S3 standard general purpose is quite 99.99% availability, used for frequently accessed data, low latency, and high throughput, certain to concurrent facility failure, use case big data analytics, mobile gaming, application content and distribution. So we're gonna go AWS CLI SDK IAM Roles and Policies. Let's going easy to instant metadata IMDS. AWS easy to instant metadata IMDS is a powerful but is one of the least known feature on developer. It allows AWS easy to instant to learn about themselves without using IAM role for that purpose. The URL is http slash as shown in the slide. You can retrieve the IAM role name from the metadata, but you cannot retrieve the IAM policy. Metadata info about the EC2 instance, user data launch script of the EC2 instance, and let's run it and see what we can do with it. AWS SDK overview, we have to use the AWS SDK when coding against AWS services such as DynamoDB. The AWS CLI use the Python SDK. The exam expect you when you should use SDK, and good to know if you don't specify or configure a default region, then US is one will be shouldn't by default. Exponential backup any AWS service. If you get throttling exception, intermittently use exponential backup. Retime mechanism already included in AWS SDK API calls, but implement yourself if using the AWS API as is or in specific cases. Must only implement